All right, here I am with George Atkinson, definitely the legend. We need you on the field, George. We need you on the field, man.
You know, I would like to be on the field still. I wish I could play. You know, football's been a part of me all my life, and definitely miss playing. But I enjoy what I do now with the organization that's doing the pre and the post game show. So it keeps me close to the game and keeps me definitely involved with the Raider organization.
And you, George, is very involved. Matter of fact, the pre and the post game that we have on the station would be 105?
105.3 FM. Definitely, yeah.
Okay, and he rocks it out. George, you don't candy coat very much, I want to tell you.
I try to keep it as straight as I can, but also I try to keep it positive along with that. I mean, that's obvious definitely has to be talked about, and the things that are possible we talk about it, and we try to keep the fans definitely upbeat as far as remaining positive. And right now we're going through a transition, so it's going to be a transitional period for the organization and the fans. But we got the team is in capable hands with Reggie McKenzie, and I think that eventually we're going to definitely do what we have to do to win.
Well, it'd be nice to have George here in the house, too, see the turnaround, the fans excited, of course. And, you can't be too harsh, too, because the players take it, too. It's a personal thing.
Exactly.
As a player, you don't want to get beat down by an ex-player or people in the industry.
Right, and that's not what our intentions are, is to beat it down, but we have to call what happened and what we see. And I think we do a good job of that. And we just talk about those things that are need to be obvious and needs to be worked on.
Yeah, because the fans know.
The fans know, and credibility is important when you're doing broadcasting. So we have to maintain a high level of credibility, but at the same time, we work for the organization. We also have to be on the up, positive beat all the time as far as what's going on with the team. And we become the voice of the Raiders for the fans. So definitely we are pro Raiders. It's just a matter of right now going through a transitional period where the Raiders get back on track and get back on a winning track.
Well, we expect a lot as fans. We do. We always have. We also very understanding. We ain't going to jump anywhere. Raider fans don't go anywhere.
And Raider fans stay with this organization because our time will come again. And just be patient and just continue your support. Things will turn around.
George, thank you so much for the little bit of time we got here, man. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man.
I appreciate it. Raider Nation Videocast, here we are with the president, CEO, chairman of the board, Clint of the Atlanta Raiders Booster Clubs, who set up this event. A crazy event, lot to do, lot to run around. I'm sure you've been crazed. Please tell us about your club and what's happening this weekend.
Great. We're 11 years old. We have about 250 members now as a club. So we've got a big base here in Atlanta. We've got the autograph party right now. After that, we have a Raider roundtable with the same players, Ted Hendricks, Kenny King, Henry Lawrence, George Atkinson doing a roundtable. So they'll be talking about their days as Raiders, taking some questions from the crowd. Then we'll take a break, and then our pep rally party starts off at 7 tonight here in the Sheraton. Then tomorrow, tailgate starts at 9 in the morning at the Centennial Park Amphitheater, which is kind of a landmark in Atlanta. So it was a major deal. We wanted to make sure we planted our flag right in the heart of Atlanta, so letting them know Raider Nation's here.
Well, that's a lot of people for a club, especially so far away from Oakland. What's the draw? How did it get started? Can you tell me?
It's a great question. I mean, you think about it in Atlanta. How's it going? Well, half of our club is probably transplants from California and the Bay Area. The other half of our club are people like me. I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Indiana, but the Raiders are my team. The Bears were crammed down my throat as a kid, and I rebelled and watched the Raiders. And people forget. You think about it, I'm in my mid-40s, but back in the 70s, you only had 4 games on. That was it. And the afternoon game, pretty much the whole country, that AFC game, more times than not, you watch the Raiders. So I think that's one reason why, too. You have Raider fans all over this country because we were watching them as much as we watched our home team.
Great turnout, too, for this event, wouldn't you say?
It's good. It's good turnout. I'm hoping we'll see even more tonight at the party. I know the tailgate's where we'll probably see the most.
Well, you'll never guess who I'm with. He dwarfs me, obviously, and you can probably see the top of my head. This is the great and awesome Mr. Ted Hendricks here at the Raider Nation Videocast here in Atlanta. Mr. Hendricks, Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
what was it like? Can you recall anything? Tell me what happened. What was it like being a Raider?
Well, number one, when I was playing, the Raiders never lost a game. They just ran out of time, and that's one reason that we did so well out there, because we really had a team that played well together, and they seemed to fit in with everybody on our team, and we just had that will to win, and that was the number one thing in our mind and hearts.
And it was a fun group of guys.
It
looks
sure
like.
was, yeah.
You guys looked like you had a good
Right.
time.
Yeah, we had that. Al asked me about John Matuzak, whether he'd fit into our team or not. And I looked over and I saw Atkinson and Tatum flipping towels at each other. And so I told Al, one more isn't going to hurt this group. So we got him anyway, and he blended in right in, exactly.
Well, you were quite a jokester, I've heard and seen.
Right, not a jokester, just something to take their minds off of the 2-a-day practices that we did for 6 weeks. Now they hardly even have a training camp anymore. And that's when I rode the horse out on the practice field in the 4th week of 2-a-days, because it was just getting too monotonous out there. We were in shape 1 week after the training camp started, so we didn't need to be out there for all that time.
But wasn't the coach pretty kick back, or was he pretty intense?
Well, he'd seen everything, so it didn't bother any of my teammates, and it didn't bother Coach Madden. So it was
the inventor of the 7-person sled. How was that?
that was something that he drilled on all the time. But as a matter of fact, I think he still got it in his backyard.
John has a 7-person sled.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
You're
man.
welcome.
I wish we had players of your caliber still.
Right. We'll get them. Exactly.
Okay, this is my lovely wife,
All right.
Charmaine.
Hey, Charmaine.
Okay.
How you doing? And Ted,
Very
it's
good.
so nice to meet you. It's
Thank
really
you
an
very
honor.
much.
I just thank you very
It's a
much.
pleasure. Thanks, Charmaine.
She had to get
Thanks
in.
for sharing your husband with me.
Mr. Hendricks,
You're
you are
welcome.
awesome. Thank you so
Thanks.
very much, man. You did a
Okay.
great thing. You helped set up a team that generations and generations after both of us will continue to watch and come and see. It's an honor, sir.
Thank you very much. And it's I'm glad that they got back in Oakland, and I hope that they generate into what we were at that time in Oakland too, and then we get back on the winning track again.
We do too, sir. Thank you so very much.
This is how we do.